I've noticed that every time I pick up a habit and stick to it, my life becomes so much better and so much easier. I keep consistent with them. And these habits have helped me get to where I'm at now and feel good about myself and keep me focused and organized. The first one has to do with the organization. It's getting into my planner every single day and writing and editing and planning my day, or actually, I plan my week on like Monday, and then every day I keep checking it and I keep editing it throughout the week. So I take at least 5 minutes every day basically to go through the planner. This planner, nothing special. So I have two steps I do when I write on my planner. First, I write everything in the actual planner, and then I write everything in a notebook, like on just a plain ugly notebook. Like for example, I have this ugly notebook right now. So, and for every page, I write the day Monday, and I write down the list of all the things I'm doing that day, from AM to PM, and from PM at noon to PM in the afternoon and early evening. And that way I have my day organized of like 5 or 6 things that I'm doing in the morning in the AM, and then the other 5 or 6 things in the PM. So that really helps a lot. Next habit that I really can't go without is to steam my clothes. Oh, it's kind of dirty, yucky. But yeah, this is a steamer. And I don't go nowhere without steaming my clothes. Usually I do it in the morning. So it only takes basically 5 minutes to steam your clothes because I can't stand having wrinkles in my clothes. Like, who does that? And when I see people that have wrinkly clothes, I'm like, and you know what? My own kids have wrinkly clothes when when they have wrinkly clothes. I'm like, come here, I need to steam that. And I steam it for them. Of course, they're still little, but yeah, I always steam their clothes because I can't stand it. And sometimes I get annoyed. I have to do all this work on my own, but that's part of being a mom, a single mom. But they're growing and they're going to eventually do it on their own. The next habit I do is look at my face and make sure I don't have no facial hair. So I use tweezers to pluck my extra hairs that I have. Even though I have microblading, that's one for the eyebrows. The other facial hair removal is this little thing. It works wonder. I got it on Amazon. It's called Vogue Crest. Vogue Crest. And this is for removing facial hair, including your mustache, nose, hair on top of your nose, because I get fuzzies everywhere around here, and also my ears, even around in this part of my ear. I grow some blonde fuzzies that you can't really see unless you're up close or if I'm standing by the sun. The next other hair thingy is the nose trimmer for your nose hair. I know I grow some long hair nose, so I really need to use this. And I usually, sometimes I don't need it because they don't grow that fast, but I make sure that every morning, every day, I check my nose hair, check fuzzies, check my brows, and make sure I get everything in place. And so that helps a lot to make me feel good about myself and confident because, excuse me, I I always, I'm one of those people that need to put effort into gaining confidence because I don't want to say I'm an introvert because that's just putting a classification on yourself. And I think I'm more of an ambivert if I'm going to put a classification because I actually enjoy people, just not every people. So I'm not an extrovert because I don't want to be around people all the time, but I'm not an introvert also because I do want to be around people, just, not all the time. So, anyhow, and so that keeps me motivated and going. Also, I was going to mention if I look a little bit like my makeup is all runny, I was at a baseball game just recently. My kid won the game, go Blue Jay. Attention to detail is something that I learned in the military, where it's the little details. You miss something. That little detail is a tattletale. For example, in the military, if your uniform has any little wrinkle or any little metal is 1 inch to the left or half an inch down, you know how they wear their ribbons and medals, that has to be like dress right dresses. It has got to be perfect, lined up. It's got a precise measurement where it's got to be. And that's attention to detail. That is a very great thing that you learn in the military. If you ever were to join, that's one of the pluses. You get very good at being organized and disciplined and paying attention to detail. And so I'm thankful for that. Also, another habit, actually, I'm going to add up more habits because I actually forgot about this one. Very important is to pray. A habit of mine is to pray, even though I am a new Christian. I hate saying that, but it's true. I'm kind of new at this. I think that it's very important to do at least one prayer a day, at least one giving thanks to God a day. You should be good. But if you ask a hardcore Christian, they're going to tell you you need to be praying all the time. And it's true, literally. Pray from whatever you're feeling in your heart, what's coming to mind. You know, it's basically a conversation with the Lord. It's a form of gratitude, a form of acknowledgement, and that's great. It makes my hairs go up in goosebumps, because I know that I've been through some. I'm not, you know what? I always do this. I need to stop it. I cannot be being negative. One thing I've told myself, I don't want to be talking about negative stuff in this channel. I want to make it more positive. But then again, I have to talk about negatives because that's how I've grown. Like with all the negatives and bad things that have happened in my life, it's how I've become better and so great because of all my fails. So how am I going to be positive if I'm not going to bring in the negative to back up my accomplishments? Because everything pretty much that I've accomplished the past, 20 years of my life have been through hard knocks. And I'm not ashamed of it. And that's why I'm talking about it here in public, because I want to bring light to the younger generations, whoever's watching this video, to not make the same mistakes, you know? So I'll bring up more dirty laundry later on. Right now, we're talking about the habits. And that's the habits. Just groom yourself, basically grooming for women, facial grooming, and for men, you know, take care of your mustache, take care of your beard, have it smelling good and looking good. But also for women, it's very important that you get rid of facial hair, because yes, we do grow mustaches and we do grow fuzzies that are unpleasant for men that pay attention to detail, or women. And also, like I mentioned, the steamer is way faster than the iron, actually. So that's why I go with a steamer. This is from Amazon. What, 20, 30 bucks? Easy. And it's all pinked out. I'm all pinked out because that's my favorite color. And then my planner, it's black, but whatever. I always buy a new one every year. I used to buy the Happy Planner. They used to sell it at Michael's. I think they still do, which came with stickers and all kinds of little things and sheets that you can add, because like a little binder and whatnot. But every year I try to buy a new one. Like last year, the one I had was by, what was it called? Skin, something Skin. They sell it in Target. And I made a video of that planner. That was one of my first videos. But anyways, and then in addition to the planner, a backup notebook planner. And so I highlight, I guess I'll make a video about that, how I do my planning. But I just don't want to show my pages because I got top secret information here, you know, and I don't want to show top secret information. So, but I always have pen and highlighter with me. Everywhere I go, I have a pen, highlighter for the planner at home and for making notes anywhere. Got a pen, and also for church because I highlight whatever the pastor's talking about that comes to my attention. I highlight or write little notes. But also, I always carry a little notebook. This is the one I have right now. Yeah, so I was talking about the planner that I had last year. It was by Moleskine, which is the same brand. Oops. Is the same brand of this little notebook. The planner was a Moleskine, and they sell this at Target. It's really cool. I like it because it's small and you can fit it in your bag, and it looks good. It looks nice. See, nice and clean, and it's got even a little bookmark. And just make notes because I'm a writer, or at least I like to think of myself as a writer, and I'm always writing something. Anyways, what did I drop there? Oh, my vanity's a hot mess. Excuse me. I have to organize and clean. But nonetheless, I think that's all I was going to say. Yep. So yeah, I'm thankful about life. Thankful that my kid won his game today. Woohoo! He even got a trophy because the end of the season, like I said. And then tomorrow, I'm going to a field trip with my son, with the little one. We're going to go to the Science Museum. Woohoo! And I get to be a chaperone for 4 little 9-year-olds. Fun. I love that though. I get to ride the bus. He said it was going to be a 2-story bus. I don't know about that. That'll be fun though. But anyhow, that's all for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good evening, because it's actually the evening. And God bless you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.